Empowering happiness. Oh, who's an overthinker on here? Who's watching me now? Yeah, I've always overthought things, and I think that's very much can link to academia actually, and actually having to study and prove why certain things happen. So we learn that actually the way to actually deal with something is to analyse things in lots of different ways. As a teacher trainer, I was a lesson observer, and obviously I was observing everything that was going on around teaching and learning in the classroom. Originally it was the teacher you were observing, but generally actually after 2007 it wasn't, but the teacher was thinking I was looking at them as part of it and being judgmental about it and think I was criticising them as part of it, which I wasn't. I was looking at teaching and learning going on and looking at what as a college we could do to change things. So the overthinking, could never really came from myself. It came from the teachers in that particular instance, as to they thought they'd done a good job and then they actually hadn't done as well as they could have done to facilitate learning. But it wasn't about them. It was about what was going on with the students and how the students were interacting. So overthinking can really affect your mental health. It can affect your happiness massively. Because if you're making all your decisions from up here, you're not realising that actually you have a lot of decisions that should be made by your heart and also a lot of decisions that should be made by your gut. There is a book called Embraining. I can't remember the authors off the top of my head, but it's about how to do cool stuff for your multiple brains. And the essence of it is that we have a head brain, heart brain, and a gut brain. And they're linked by the vascular nerve, which is a very powerful nerve that goes through into the cranium. And that links into your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. So when you get into fight or flight, as in stress, you're actually that's a problem between the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. So often we're making decisions from our head that should be made from our heart or should be made from our gut. So if it was made by the gut, it should be made by the head. They actually have specific functions on it. So for example, your head is about creativity, your heart is about compassion, and your gut is about courage. So if you're trying to make a decision about whether you should do something, whether you feel comfortable about it, and whether it's the right decision for you, it's your gut that should be telling you what's actually going on, not your head. Because you will overthink a situation, talk yourself out of a situation, you'll procrastinate, which is actually trauma when you procrastinate. And it will cause you not to do what you need to do. So really be mindful about overthinking and whether you're putting too much thought into a particular thing or whether you actually just go, yeah, I've done a plan, I want to do X, Y, Z, that's what I'm going to do, and then you deliver on it. If you're thinking about it all the time, you're sitting on the fence, you need to do something about that. And if you can't sort it out yourself, then you do need to see a therapist who will get you in more in alignment with yourself to not need to do that anymore. Meditation is a really key thing for you to learn as well, and that will empower your happiness even further.